A monk from Iona once named a Swiss town after this particular island. It's the island of Staffa, which has been uninhabited for 200 years. However, many people choose to visit because of Felix Mendelssohn's famous Hebrides Overture, or Fingal's Cave. The grandeur of that piece of classical music is more than matched by the island itself. In Victorian times, steamships brought almost 300 visitors a day to Staffa. Well-known visitors included Queen Victoria herself, Prince Albert, Jules Verne, David Livingstone, William Wordsworth, Robert Louis Stevenson, and Joseph Turner. Moor, more commonly known as the Dutchman's Cap because of its symmetrical shape, is very well known in these parts and a significant landmark. It's very difficult to access as there is no harbour or haven here. Yet there are the remains of dwellings, I'm told. The island of Lunga has been described as a green jewel in a peacock sea. It's particularly rich in plant life and is a designated site of special scientific interest because of this. It's also well known for its puffins, and apparently puffin eggs were once a staple part of the islanders' diet. But the last inhabitants left Lunga in 1824. The island of Tyree, the land beneath the waves as it's often referred to, is the most westerly of the Inner Hebrides. It enjoys the sunniest climate in Britain. Hynish, at the southern tip of the island, has granite houses and a small pier built for the workers on the Skerryboard Lighthouse, which is 10 miles out to sea to the southwest. A workforce of around 100 were involved in the building of Skerryboard Lighthouse under the supervision of Alan Stevenson of the renowned Stevenson family. In his own words, Hynish was a modest habitation for the lighthouse keepers and their families. As work progressed on the lighthouse project, a new community was created in this part of Tyree. Because the island is so green and the sparkling white houses are generally well maintained, the villages of Tyree are pristine in appearance. Older buildings are often renovated and put to good use here too. Ben Hynish, the highest hill on the island, is where the radar station is situated. It's been nicknamed the golf ball, for quite obvious reasons. Tyree is a very fertile island with excellent farming land. Its beaches offer spectacular scenery, drawing tourists year after year. think it from these pictures, Tyree is also one of the windiest regions in Britain. This makes it ideal for different water sports, such as windsurfing. The World Championship is held here each October. Adjacent to Scarinish Quay, the island's main port. There are many sites of historical interest to be found in Tyree. In Kirkapole, we find the ruins of two chapels, the largest from the 14th century and the other 100 years or so older. Northeast of Tyree is the island of Coll. The island of Gunner lies in the sound between the two. At the head of Loch Brechcache sits Brechcache Castle and Brechcache House. It's thought that the castle was built early in the 15th century, but major reconstruction took place in the 16th century and again in the 17th century. It was purchased by Major Nicholas MacLean Bristol about 40 years ago and completely restored, so that today it's a family home once again. The neighbouring house was built by Hector, clan chief of the MacLeans of Coll, in 1750. MacLean was said to have had his own personal harpist. Given their close proximity, there are very few similarities between the islands of Coll and Tyree. Coll is rocky, and there's very little arable soil here. There are some impressive beaches, however. This is the island's east coast. Grishapole House, or at least what remains of it. Apparently, Samuel Boswell and Dr. Johnston were warmly welcomed here also when forced to land on Coll during a storm in 1773. According to their journal, it was at that time an excellent slated house of 2 stories. This is Arranagaur, the island's main township, and where one catches the ferry for Tyree and Oban. It's an attractive village with a hotel and 2 churches. The houses themselves are very well maintained. The oldest ones were built by MacLean, Laird of Coll, around 1800 in an attempt to modernise the island. Northern Coll and the island's western coastline. these tiny islands retain their Gaelic names of Eilean Mór, Eicnemulia, and Súl Goram, and bring this leg of our journey to an end.